Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever and whenever you are. This is Benjamin, and we're here for the RPG tutorial number 5 for GameMaker. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be animating our player with his attacking image. So he's going to be swinging his sword, and I'm going to try and be fast with this tutorial. We're not actually going to do damage yet in this tutorial because I was looking at it earlier and it's going to be quite a bit of work and it'll take a long time if I put it all in one tutorial, so I'm going to split it up. In this one we'll be doing the animation, and in the next one we will be doing the damage, where we actually damage the enemy with the attack. So the first thing we want to do is come over to our standing sprite. We're going to duplicate this image and we're going to call it sprite player attack, and we're going to edit this sprite. And Command C. Well, let's see. Hold on. Come up to transform, and we're going to resize the canvas. We don't want aspect ratio on, and we want to click this left arrow here, and we're going to give it a width of 40. That's just going to give us a little bit more room for our animation. Now we're going to copy this image and come down in here. And what I would recommend doing is holding Control or Command if you're on a Mac. You can grab that color right there. And I'm just going to draw out, honestly, the arm up like that. And then draw the image like this. Maybe one more. I don't remember what it's like. I've drawn this before, but it's so hard to remember. Okay. Yep, that was perfect. Okay. So, basically I just drew his arm with the sword up, right? You should be able to do that. It's going to look, you can kind of copy mine. And now we're going to switch these two images. So select this one, and I wonder if I can drag, oh no, you have to select it and then press the little over arrow, and that should put it second. So we've got this one first now. This one's first, where his sword's in the sky. Oh, my mouse is kind of freaking out there. I think it can't quite reach the Bluetooth. And then this one right here is down how he's holding it normally. So what we're going to do, and this is kind of an animation technique, you can see he's kind of swiping it here, but it looks kind of weird. So we're going to copy this top, copy the bottom image. Now we've got two where he's got it down low, and we're going to grab the middle one, and we're going to come in here, we're going to grab the color of the sword, and we're actually going to kind of leave a little bit of a drag mark on there like that. I actually want it to be more like this. Okay, you can kind of do it however you want. That's how I decided to do it. But if you'll notice over here in the animation, it kind of leaves this blurred thing. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure there's some technical word for this animation technique, but it's used all over in games, and I actually kind of like it, so that's what we're going to do for this one. You can animate it however you want, but if you want to follow along, that's going to be an easy way to do it. So now we've got this image. We don't want to change any of its preferences because they're all copied over from the last one. Now we're going to come into our player, and we're going to come into the step event code. Now here's the thing with this, it's going to be like a Zelda game where he's not going to be moving while he's attacking, because I'm trying to keep it simple. And I know some of the way that I've done this isn't like top of the line, the best way that you should code, but I'm trying to keep it simple for you because it is your first game, and this will work. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an if statement, board check pressed, and then we're going to do what's called an ORD. I don't even know what that stands for. But basically what it allows you to do is select any key on the keyboard. So we're going to do the C key for attacking. You can make it whatever you want, but I'm going to make it the C key. And that's how you do it. You do this ORD function, and then parentheses, and then a capital C in single quotations. And that's the same thing as doing like VK space or VK up, only it's the C key. And then we're going to want to check to make sure that we're not already attacking. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to check the sprite index. So and not, let's see, sprite index does not equal sprite player attacking. Attack, I mean. Okay. So what this does is it checks to see if we're pressing the C key and checks to make sure that we're not already attacking. So we're going to set sprite index. Equal to sprite player attack. And now from here, let's see. Well, we're going to probably want to make this a little faster too. Image speed equals 0.5. I kind of messed around with this a little. I think 0.5 looks good. And index. Okay, that looks good. Here's the thing, though. We want to make sure that we can't move while we're attacking. So we're going to take this right here that we coded here, and we're going to copy this into all of these. Now, like I said, this is not probably the best way to code this. But honestly, it's not like this is going to lag or anything. It's not like the computer has to do tons of checks. But there are better ways to code this if you're doing programming. I would recommend using different states for your player. If he's in an attacking state or a walking state or a standing state, I would recommend using some sort of a state system. But for now, this will work. And since we're trying to keep it simple, this is easy to understand. We just want to make sure that we're not attacking when we try and move. And also we want to make sure that for right here. So basically for everything we do in here, we're going to check and make sure we're not attacking first. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a new event, and this event is going to be an animation end event. And here it is. So what that does is it says at the end of your animation, so once it's gone through all of your images, do something. Okay? We're going to bring a code into here, and let's see here. We're going to, let's see, if image, let's see, sprite index equals, we're going to use double equals because double equals is the comparison operator while a single equals is the assignment operator. So one of them compares two values, the other one assigns the second value to the first one. GameMaker doesn't normally make a distinction between those two, but it's good for you to make a distinction if you ever do any programming anywhere else. So, sprite player attack, sprite index equals sprite. Wah! Oh man, I'm having a moment. Player stand. Great, and that's all we need to do for now. We're going to use that more later when we yeah, I don't even know if we actually need that right now, but I'll just leave it in because later we will need that. So it might need it right now. There's one thing I did forget to do. No, it actually, that might be good. Let's go see what happens. I feel like I've forgotten to do something, but I can't remember what I forgot, so we're just going to try and see. Let's see, okay, we can move around like before, and we can attack. And our guy, he stops for a second while we attack. Just kind of like a Zelda game, I guess. The way that you could do that without making him stop, this is just for if you decide to kind of take on the challenge to try and make him not stop. Technically, you can make him not stop, but he won't be running anymore because you've switched to a different animation. The way to do it the other way is if you had two separate, I guess, sprites. You could draw two different sprites for the player, one for the top half of his body and the other for the bottom half of his body. That way you could animate the legs and animate the arms separately. And that's the way that you would do it to make him so he doesn't stop. For now, I think this is fine where he just stops and attack the enemies. In the next episode, we'll work on making it so you can damage the enemies. I also want to add in the enemies so that they have a different sprite, so they're not just these boxes anymore. So thank you all for watching. Be sure and subscribe, click like, favorite it, share it with your friends. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm going to put those down in the description so you can check those out. And I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting lately. Everybody is enjoying the tutorials. They really like them. They say they're simple, easy to follow. That's what I'm going for. So that's great. I appreciate all you guys' feedback and support. You guys have a great day.